Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a look at what the next 72 hours has in store for you. We're going to jump straight in. I'm going to start with some oracle cards and then we'll go on to like a full-on spread. If you are new here and you want to see future readings, make sure that you like the video and subscribe if you do feel as if I resonate with you. And leave me a comment below to let me know what part of the reading did resonate, and let's go ahead and jump straight in. All right, so let's start off with the oracle cards, just representing just the overall energy that you'll be experiencing. So we have welcome abundance into your life. Prosperity is on its way to you. Have faith that source will heal your financial challenges. I also have challenging times and transformation here. So as the overarching energy, Geminis, for the next 72 hours, this is a time frame where you're being pushed into new spaces to receive bigger blessings. And with these bigger blessings that are coming in for you, it could be a bit challenging because there's things that you're having to transition from or be at peace with your transition from, whether this is, a certain living environment where you're moving to a new city and it's like the transition to this new city is a big one and it's a good one for you, but it is nerve-wracking. Or in your career, it could be a transition where you're shifting into a whole new career sector, a whole new job, a whole new environment, and it's that transformation that could be scary. Not meaning that it's bad, but it's terrifying. There also may be things that you're realizing about yourself in terms of your personal self-worth, and choosing your battles wisely is a big theme for this time frame. You could be at a space to where you realize like, okay, I have to be mindful of assuming other people's battles or being that person that other people kind of bring their challenges to, like I'm supposed to be a savior when that's not my job. There could be things that you're also realizing that, a person around you who you care about is working through, and it may be a situation where you can't help them. It's a personal journey that they have to go through to address their own challenges, and hopefully you guys can meet in the middle at some point. Now, going deeper, what is the overarching energy for my Geminis? I have the Page of Swords. So if you were previously just kind of brainstorming in your head as a whole when it comes to communicating with somebody, executing an idea, following through with some sort of plan, I think this 72-hour window isn't going to be so reflective. You could be at a space to where you've already done the reflecting. Now it's like, okay, what do I do now? You also could be paying attention to how a love interest is communicating with you, or the lack thereof. Like you could be dealing with somebody and there's certain things that they're not blatantly saying out loud, or certain things they're just not willing to address. And you could be wondering like, okay, is this because you're being stinky? Is it because, there's certain things that you're planning to do that you're leaving me out of the loop? I think that may be a thing. Also, there may be someone you may be really tired of in a work environment where they communicate in like almost a verbally abusive way. They could be like a boss or like another employee or a coworker, I should say. And they could be extremely petty or just inappropriate in the way that they communicate, that it makes you even want to go off on this person in that work environment. But yeah, I would say the general energy, you're not as in your head, or I don't know why I'm talking like this. You're not overthinking as much. You're not in your head in a way where you're like freaking out or over analyzing things like how you may have in the previous time frame. Now, going into your career and finance, I do have the Three of Swords in reverse. So there is a chance for financial recovery. If you've been going through like any financial stuff, you could start to see either glimpse of your finances getting better. There could be things that you're intentionally doing that's going to help your finances recover over some time. Or a lot of you are like paying off debts, squaring away like old things that were like eating at your finances. I'm getting like loan forgiveness as well. There could be money that's finally given back to you that's owed to you. Okay. Also with the Three of Swords in reverse, if you've been disappointed, let's say with your career and your pay, or in terms of like the job that you're at and them not seeing your worth. I think you could get to a space to where you're kind of over that now and you're just looking at, okay, how do I position myself to win? How do I turn this circumstance upside down to work for me? Yeah, especially if things don't seem like they're changing within that work environment. Same thing with the business. Like there could have been things that you may have missed in terms of what could have helped your business grow, what could have gotten certain products pushed and seen. And now you could be looking at changes that your business may need to undergo to see more results. Now, going into love specifically, what's the energy around my Gemini's love life? So I have the Three of Pentacles and also the Knight of Cups. So for my Geminis who are in like a newer relationship, you will be gauging how consistent this person is. Are they showing you consistency in like emotional support? Are they showing you consistency in them being expressive and them following through with their word is like a big thing for you. For my Geminis who, you know, maybe you dealt with somebody in your past who was like this, and that's a big concern of yours. This person's going to show you through their efforts, through their, you know, consistency, if they are genuine. If this is a person you've been dealing with, same thing. You could be questioning how authentic are their, you know, advances of trying to pursue you, trying to show you that they want to deal with you, especially if they've had you in a third party situation or made you feel like they were involved with other people, or not genuinely here for the connection itself, but what they could get out of it. For my singles, you could be in a space to where you could be just more so focused on your career. It may not be something that you feel like you could fit in the flow of what you're doing. So you could be a mother, a father, handling family business, handling your finances, handling different things where love just kind of gets put on the back burner. Not saying you're not interested in it, it's just something that's a lot more difficult to navigate during this time frame. Now, what is the advice for my Geminis they need to hear for the next 72 hours? What is the best advice? So I would be careful about how certain people could guilt trip you into going back into dynamics that don't fit for you. This could be like certain friends that are guilt tripping you to hang out with them, or a friends with benefits situation where someone is guilt tripping you to not leave them alone. Like for you to step away from the situation could actually annoy the crap out of them, and they could be doing things intentionally to try to pull you back in. So the advice is to be careful of someone who is trying to guilt trip you, or even like a friendship, a job. Okay, anybody trying to guilt trip you to do things that put your best interest last. Want to be mindful of. Also, another piece of advice with anything that you are like building financially for yourself, be careful who you talk to about these plans, and also give yourself a lot more room or leg room for you to kind of grow and advance in your career as well. Because some of you are like kind of antsy and in this space of like, I need my career to start looking like something pretty soon, or I need to start seeing at least glimpses of X, Y, and Z to know that I'm in the right direction, when you may not give yourself the opportunity to grow within your career and to expand in ways that may not be defined by your time frame. Also, the last piece of advice, I would be mindful of how you are dealing with like anger or frustration. Finding a way to kind of dispel that through like some sort of physical activity would do you justice. Be careful of doing anything out of impulsive feelings in the moment or frustration in the moment. Now, what I see for the possible challenge that you guys may run into. What is the possible challenge my Geminis may run into for the 72-hour window? Okay, so I have the Two of Swords. So this could be confliction. Confliction from outside sources. You could be waiting for an answer, a clear answer, and it just may not necessarily be there yet. This could be a clear answer from a job where it's like, okay, what's happening here? Am I getting a job or not? A clear answer, let's say, from a love interest where you guys aren't speaking right now. That could be challenging, where they could be wrapped up in their mind and not really giving you that clarity. Or vice versa. You could be at a space to where there's certain things that you're looking at in your life that you have the answers in regards to how to navigate it. You just don't know which approach to go with. So that's a bit challenging for you because it's like, I have the insight. What do I do with it though? I know that this person, they may struggle with X, Y, and Z, but what does that mean for me? Or what does that mean for this dynamic? Those types of questions may be a bit challenging. It could also be just certain information that you feel like is being left out. There's something in your intuition that's telling you something is not being told to you, whether within a job, whether within a relationship, within a family dynamic. You could feel like things are like either not being told to you on purpose, or there's something that your spirit could be feeling is going to be, coming up in conversation. But overall energy for this time frame for my Geminis, I have the Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups. So I do think overall, by the end of this time frame, you could be in a space to where you're a lot more controlled emotionally and a lot more at peace emotionally, because you're allowing what's meant for you to be and what's not to not be. With the Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups, there may even be a chance for you to express yourself to a love interest who you have an extended period of history with, or just a long history of like feelings, love, bad times, good times. They may express themselves to you, or you may get a chance to express yourselves to them. Especially if this is a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. It doesn't have to be a water sign. But there's something you're going to finally be able to get off of your chest. This could even be with like a family member or the person you may have children with as well. You also may be at a space to where you're emotionally content with your past. Like that may have been a big thing for you, where it's like emotionally you can't shake certain conversations you wish you would have had in the past. And the fact that you didn't get a chance to do that could still eat you up. Or certain things that you wanted to do in the past and it's always been on your heart, or always will be on your heart until you take action on it. I think this time frame will push you to be like, okay, something has to get done. I have to explore this, or I have to put this to bed in order for me to make peace. But this is what I see. I hope that this would give you some insight in regards to what the next 72 hours has in store for you. If you enjoyed this reading, definitely thumbs it up and subscribe so you never miss a beat. And I will see you in the next one.